devastating Rosalina. But yeah, this is I'll just say I have had very little to do with the setting up of this tournament for this cause. I just want to say a big thanks and a big shout out to you guys for bringing this and taking it upon yourselves to raise awareness of this.
I think the bigger credit goes to Dev. He was the one that originally set everything up in the first place. But underway, we are with game one. Ramboss versus Holopup. Holopup getting that early lead with those explosive flames.
Yep. Saying, listen, this range belongs to me, sir. It's going to take you a little while to get those missiles out. So
yeah, just kind of instilling that idea in Ramboss's head that you can't charge shot for free at that long range. You're going to have to be aware of what I'm doing. You're going to have to be aware of these explosive flames, of these auto reticles.
Yep. Don't watch the game. Watch me for a split second. You've got to be aware. Otherwise, I'm going to punish you for it. But we've seen what Ramboss does when the adverse is true. A couple of interactions ago, Holopup dared to touch Ramboss's shield, and they immediately got upbeat. Oh my goodness! Forward smash at the ledge for daring to jump from ledge, and that is going to set a precedent early on.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think when players get kind of a bit too wrapped up in their own movement.
Yeah.
Sometimes they fall into regular systematic habits, and as a result, it becomes easy to call out those habits and punish them hard. But Ramboss answering back very swiftly. That nair of Samus is very, very powerful.
Someone tell me if that was true or not. That was uncharged charge shot into nair. That was
There are a lot of ranges where charge shot at various charge levels is able to combo into a bunch of moves in Samus's kit. I can't say for certain if that particular sequence was true, but it's definitely possible.
That's a new one in the bag of tricks for Ramboss. I can tell you that for free. I haven't seen him pull that one out before. Maybe a bit of a misinput. I think Ramboss was trying to reverse the charge shot right there.
Ooh, what a recovery back on stage. Pup definitely not ready for that one. And again, we're seeing a lot of these explosive flames coming out from Holopup.
He's able to mix up his movement so well. Almost dies to that explosive flame. Gets out the way of the second one just in time. Oh my goodness, Viram, Holopup's got their back to the ledge. But it manages to take the stock out with that up tilt, punishing Ramboss for short hopping too cavalierly.
Yeah, Ramboss definitely just needs to be a little bit more careful of when Holopup wants to press that explosive flame, because again, it feels almost like he's playing a little bit too much in a vacuum, kind of playing that otherwise very solid Ramboss flowchart that he's used to playing, but it's not quite working out versus Holopup because of all these explosive flames that they're willing to press.
I love those tiny little tether pokes that Samus players give you. Just a way to check you, as a way to check you. Oh, we see Holopup there, failing to recover, just about missing the ledge. I'm not too sure whether they didn't realize they burned their jump and were too far away to make it back with the teleport.
I think it might have just been a little bit of a mispositioning from Holopup right there. And again, getting caught by another explosive flame.
I don't know what Ramboss was looking at right there when that second explosive flame came out, because Ramboss was very lucky he didn't get hit by it, because he was right in the middle of the missile startup animation.
Bit by bit, it feels like Ramboss is adjusting to Holopup's explosive flames, and I think that's going to be the key thing in this matchup. How well is Ramboss going to adjust to those explosive flames, and how well is Holopup going to answer back? But what a snipe with the charge shot, and that'll be game one going to Holopup.
I was just about to say, not if he keeps getting hit by these explosive flames, but fortunately, this time it was Holopup who wasn't paying attention to what Ramboss was doing, didn't notice that Ramboss had sent out that charge shot, almost fully charged. I think Ramboss does this thing where he slightly hides the full charge of the shot, so that you're not quite ready for it when a very powerful move's coming your way.
A lot of the upper echelon Samuses definitely make use of that almost full charge shot, but not quite full, just so that, you know, one, they have immediate access to the near full power charge shot, and two, because you don't have that like slight blinking effect of the full charge shot, you can unleash it on an opponent that's unaware.
So we're seeing Holopup this time forced to the stage selection screen. So I'm not too sure whether Palu wants to go back to battlefield against Samus. Maybe want to try a stage a little bit more linear. Samus has a lot of landing options, to a lot of ways to mix up their landing anyway, with mines as well as up B as an aggressive option out of disadvantage. Does Holopup want to take some of that away from Ramboss, or even then, is Ramboss's movement good enough just to make it an irrelevant choice in that sense?
One thing, of course, that is worth noting, as you mentioned with that up B, having platforms really helps helps in terms of being able to evade with that up B. You know, you can use it out of disadvantage with much less risk because you have a platform to retreat to. If Pup were to go to if they were to go to a more flat stage, that would hinder that option, but instead they've opted for Yoshi's Story.
Yep. And this one I'm not too sure about, giving Ramboss a wall to play with. Or actually, that's something that could definitely work out in Palu's favor, because that means that Ramboss can't go under can't be shot from under the ledge, I suppose. Can't shot from under the ledge. So it makes Samus's recovery eventually extremely linear. If Ramboss ever has to recover all the way to the wall, which way they're going to be coming back, it must make it slightly easier to time that down tilt at the ledge, if that works with these tilted ledges.
Ooh, good spacing with that up smash, just retreating a little bit out of the distance of that fair and then just taking Ramboss's stock. Now, of course, Holopup was able to get the first stock in the first game, and Ramboss was able to answer back quickly.
There we go. Exactly what you were talking about earlier. That up B just coming in absolute clutch right there because the platform's there. And again, it must be so frustrating for Holopup to have to deal with. If I touch this man's shield, he is going to hold up, press the B button, and we have to reset neutral. Or even worse, I go into disadvantage. It makes shielding such a strong tool for Ramboss.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that's I think really important to note here, as we mentioned before with regards to how Holopup is very kind of focused around these explosive flames, particularly when they're an advantage. When they're firing off these explosive flames to keep Ramboss in the air, Ramboss can keep that in mind and realize that Holopup isn't going for the usual aerial attacks with Palutena. As a result, maybe he could try to adjust his the way that he plays this advantage. But finally, getting that first stock off of Holopup is Ramboss. 70% deficit though.
Jab into forward air mix-up. I love that from Samus players. Their entire life revolves around ensuring that you don't jump.
Yeah.
Ensuring that you're scared to jump. The hard part thing for them in that situation is making you scared to jump and forcing you to play on the ground. Explosive Flames getting a bit treacherous right now. This entire stage just feels like a minefield for Ramboss right now, with just balls of fire erupting all over the place.
Ooh, I was fully expecting a grab from Holopup right there, just to toss him off and get the back throw, maybe for the KO. Oh my goodness! 51%! That move is so mighty. I'm saying this is a Charizard play. I got one of the strongest packers in the game, and that move still surprises me.
I was just kind of letting you two rock out because I was like, you know what? Let's just let Vermin Itana do their thing, and I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's just not acceptable. This is not acceptable.
It's Holopup with a back air of his own, but it doesn't compare to the way in which Ramboss turned defense into offense like that so quickly. Like Holopup really can't afford to sleep for a second in this matchup.
Oh, okay.
Suddenly, it just feels like the whole tone of this game has completely shifted in Ramboss's favor, just because of that one back air. But still manages to clip that charge shot as well. This is really precarious for Pup at the moment. Finally, a good explosive flame, but not able to get the second one.
Holopup's going for a lot of these conversions off of from Explosive Flame to Explosive Flame. I think that's the third one I've counted so far this set. That was a really good read. Finally, Holopup baiting that out, throwing out a safe move on shield this time, and then being there to punish the seemingly safe up B to the platform with an up air of their own.
Yeah, Pup is definitely ready for those up Bs from Ramboss. gradually closing the gap bit by bit. This isn't insurmountable for Holopup by any means, but the up throw from the pivot grab is going to be enough to take that game.
Really good stuff. I still to this day forget that Samus has a volatile kill throw in that up throw at the since a couple of patches ago. That's an option I still to this day forget that Samus has in her kit.
It's just so unnecessary for it to happen. Why did she have a kill throw as well? What happened? I don't get it, man.
It's tell me about it. As somebody who plays a character who definitely suffers against shield, I'm sitting here thinking like, I wish I could kill people from the center stage off of a grab.
In a game where, well, tether grabs essentially universally have been made better, and Samus's in particular has had a ton of lag trimmed off from the previous iterations. On top of that, of course, her pressure is stronger because of just how good Charge Shot is now. So not only is the character better at making you scared of going into shield, the character is rewarded more off of you shielding. So
yeah, that's why Samus is terrifying at this level. Like, so sometimes I like it. Sometimes I like wake up in a cold sweat, just like, oh my god, charge shot, dash attack. Oh my god, I got grabbed at 160. There is a percent window when playing against Samus in this game where both options are wrong. Where every option is the wrong choice, and it's just a matter of which wrong choice you pick.
Pup sticking it out with the Palutena. I'm not sure if they have any additional characters, any secondaries, but honestly, at the very least, they have a game plan. You know, there's clear adjustments that are being made throughout the game. They're understanding when Ramboss is going for those up Bs, when they're trying to retreat to the platforms. So, you know, and it was just kind of a almost unfortunate situation with that second stock, losing it as early as 51%, which, as I mentioned before, kind of shifted the whole tone of that game. But Ramboss already off now for the first time lead at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Pup be a slight bit less committal when they're in advantage, just out of a little bit of fear of that situation repeating itself. Nobody wants to lose their stock to back air at 51%. Pup sliding through that spell of offense from Ramboss to take center stage again, only to get sent right the way back out. Ramboss with stage control gives Pup back center stage, seemingly so, hits them off to the left with a charge shot.
You know, it's kind of interesting because it feels like at points it's not so much that Ramboss is respecting these explosive flames, rather that he's doing more to assert his own will on Holopup right now. He's just kind of picking up the pace of his own gameplay so that Holopup's not able to play the way that they want to.
Yeah, and we just saw Holopup get grabbed, and Ramboss gave them 4 pummels just to make sure they were at the right percent. Needs to be careful of another explosive flame.
Good work weaving around that up smash as well. Finally, the back air from Holopup able to take that first stock. Not too much of a deficit. Easy combo for Palutena. The Nares double up air, of course. Now,
wow,
with the lead.
That string just totally swung the momentum of this match all the way around. Suddenly Ramboss finds himself with a deficit. So one of the things I'm noting, oh my goodness, he had the call out on the neutral air dodge as well.
Yeah, that was at that point where all of those explosive flames really came in clutch right there. After having conditioned Ramboss with those explosive flames so much, kind of understanding that he was air dodging immediately in a lot of these situations, had that major punish right there.
Pup, I was just about to say, just before I said that, Pup uses so much explosive flame, even by like regular Palu standards. Like every single time, without fail, Pup hasn't been... I don't think I've seen Pup chase with back air or forward air once. Pretty much exclusively using up air and explosive flame. And now I see exactly why, to set up situations just like that. Marvelous stuff.
Dash attack closing out that stock. Now this could potentially be Holopup's final winner's side stock if they don't make something happen here.
There comes some of that Ramboss movement. Turn around, charge, shot, charge.
Ooh, the reflect coming out this time. We haven't really been seeing that much throughout the set. course, it is a commitment in its own right. It's one of those things people are like, oh, if you've got a reflector, you can beat Samus. But what a great up air. Finally going for that option to chase. We saw those explosive flames bombarding Ramboss before, but that was one of the first times where we saw the raw chase with the up air to get the KO.
Yeah. I guess this is what you could define as playing the long game as a Palutena player. Once you've gone for explosive flame, you essentially turn your offense into a somewhat of a 50-50, even though it's not a true 50-50 as if we're talking like Sheik Smash 4 50-50. But once you've done explosive flame enough times in your advantage state, your opponent's going to start expecting it. Once your opponent has died to the mix-up once, it becomes something they really have to think about, and something it's going to take up a lot of their mental bandwidth to consider. Everything is critical when you're at kill percent to up air or explosive flame from this point onwards.
100%. It's always really interesting, right? Because you see, I think Holopup specifically has been doing a lot when it comes to the kind of explosive flame stuff. So like they really use explosive flames quite a lot to really control that kind of airspace and the way that a player lands. And in that stage where there was a real lack of platforms besides center, where Holopup already was, alongside kind of all of the airspace that Smashville generally has. Like, I think that really benefited them in that game 3. So I think this will be a very similar stage to that.
Yeah, I'm seeing Pup take going right from the gun, taking center stage. Gone for another stage with a wall, the players have this time. Finding our way over to Kalos. First explosive flame has hit. Pup going for the up air this time.
Ooh, had that F smash hit, that would have been a 0 to death coming out from Pup. Pup relatively unscathed until this moment. Finally, Ramboss finds an opening, albeit only for a short period.
I'd like to see Ramboss in his own disadvantage play a little bit more around just using down B when he has to guess to stall out his recovery when he finds himself above Holopup. Because I think that will put the brakes on a Palutena up air and gives him a little bit of time to react, and that great aerial drift of the move of Fortune will give him time to drift in and out of the way of any incoming explosive flame, I feel. Distance permitting.
Jab to back throw, like jab to grab, very kind of standard for Samus. And again, that back air coming out. Very strong move. Ramboss, after suffering from such a large deficit near the start, he's taking the lead in this game until that moment.
There's an explosive flame. It will take your stock if you give it the time to. Oh,
drag down up air into the grab. That's one of those kind of rather fake Palu sequences. It's not wholly real. The drag down stuff for Palu isn't really like a thing that you see all too often, but it kind of works.
Thank goodness. Can you imagine drag down there was true? Can you imagine drag down there into grab was true? Like,
I mean, yes, there's a reason why you don't see it all the time.
Yeah. I wouldn't play the game anymore. Like, not even casually. No, in fact, I would. I'd actually be a Palu main.
And there you go. Yeah, like as I mentioned before, those combos off of the charge shot, that charge in particular, the kind of mid to near full charge, very potent at those kind of mid percents to getting combos into moves like forward tilt, dash attack.
I love the way that when Ramboss has to find his way back to landing, he's just teases Holopup, just like, nope, still got my jump. Oh, are you coming to get me? Nope, still got another mine. Oh my goodness, did he just nair him into the mine?
I'm my days!
Not entirely sure, but that's a good call out from both players. Obviously, Ramboss anticipating Pup to go to that platform for ledge cancel, and then Pup immediately answering back with the up smash. Even game slightly in Holopup's favor, and again, Holopup really needs to take this game if they want to keep the winner's side life alive.
Yeah, Pup, it seems to be all Pup right now.
Oh my god!
That ledge play was superb. Complete control, was constantly spacing outside of the range of Samus's options off the ledge. You know, we saw Ramboss constantly try to brute force his way back on stage, but Pup was not having any of it.
Yeah, one of the things I was going to remark on, like, Pup's adaptation has been fantastic. We saw right towards the end of that game that Pup, out of nowhere, just called out an up B. There hadn't been an up B out of shield for a good 2 minutes or so. And Pup knew exactly how much pressure to apply to force one out of Ramboss. And when Ramboss did it, Pup was actually ready with a safe move and a punish. And that's how he got the momentum started to the to force that final situation on Ramboss there. Really, really great stuff. And obviously Ramboss coming in from the ledge, Pup seems to have downloaded that sort of interaction from Ramboss as well at this point. So we are going into the final game at 2-2, I believe.
That we are. I'm wondering what stage Ramboss is going to pick. I feel like he very typically tends to counterpick to Kalos. I believe that's one of his go-to counterpicks in general. So I'm curious if he'll stick to that, if he'll stick to his guns there, or if he'll change it up with a different stage, maybe another large stage like Town and City if it's not banned.
My Smash stage knowledge is not tip-top. Which stage has the lowest blast zone in the game?
Ceiling-wise?
Ceiling-wise. I sometimes the beauty of COVID comms is that I sometimes do sit here with certain amounts of data on Google Chrome tabs in front of me because I'm an absolute fraud. Sometimes it's good to know these things, but it would be interesting to see if Ramboss goes to. Oh, you are absolutely right. Here comes Kalos. Oh, sorry. Yes, PS2. Sorry.
I'm surprised this is the first time that we've seen this stage in top 8.
My goodness, this conversion. And I think that might be the first back air off stage I've seen in this set so far. Yeah, this is a unique style of Palu, I think I'm witnessing right now.
Yeah, definitely not not often do you see Palu so heavy on the explosive flame. I guess we kind of saw it earlier on in the meta where people didn't really know how to play around explosive flame and auto reticle yet in this game, but seeing it kind of have this resurgence here in Holopup's playstyle is honestly kind of interesting.
Another call out on an up B. Like went to fake as if he was going to tap the shield, and then the up B came and was ready with just, listen, I'm going to punish you both sides, down smash, off you go, one stock to Holopup.
And of course, what was extra impressive about that was Ramboss obviously had the option to retreat to the platform. Oh, unfortunate SD from Holopup right there, but Ramboss will take it as far as he needs to. See right there, as I was mentioning before, Ramboss obviously having the option to retreat to the platform. Holopup before waited and just down smash before, but that time instead going to the platform.
Parry into charge shot, which hit, and then Holopup was able to parry a jab. That was a weird interaction. I'm not too sure exactly what happened there. Dash attack going to send Holopup high up on the left-hand side. And Ramboss just holding, for a little while at least there, holding the middle of the screen, but down throw back air from Holopup.
Overextending a little bit in. Oh, the up smash is just about barely coming out, getting that first frame of the hit, and able to take Ramboss' stock. Now Ramboss potentially on his final winner's side stock if he doesn't make something happen here.
Yeah, the adaptation has been so real around that ledge play. Real props to Holopup.
No!
Oh no! What on earth happened there? Did he get...
I think he didn't realize that he'd already expended his double jump when he did that. He needed to immediately up B there. Instead, he fires a charge shot and of course,
he found himself turnaround charge shot. Turnaround charge shot bounces Samus quite a distance in this game, and it's extremely difficult to get back if there isn't another jump in play.
Yeah, rather unfortunate end to an otherwise really entertaining set between these two. Lots of adaptation, particularly coming out from Holopup. But Holopup will be moving on to the winners finals as a result.